What's up, guys? It's Peyton with Tint. We got our newest addition here.
Joey here.
We got a 2023 Tesla Model Y. The customer states that there's excessive heat and IR entering the cabin. Today they brought it to High Tech to get their Ceramic Pro Black Series. Now we're gonna head over to the plotter. We're gonna cut the film. The customer is getting 20% all the way around with 50 on the windshield and the sunroof. Let's go.
So we're gonna tack it down, kind of like an H pattern. Sometimes I just go horizontal like that. Always like to dry it off before I shrink. And then we're time to shrink. So sometimes I like to blow air in there initially, just a little bit, and just start from that middle. Go across, kind of slowly get that film distorted. That's when you want to swipe. Get those fingers lined up.
Go ahead and wipe down the outside of this glass, get it spotless. That way, after installation of the film, we can take another look at it and make sure that there's no contamination, that everything fits nice and tight. Back at the workhorse station here, we got the film cut software with the 2 front doors pulled up of this Tesla Model Y. So now we got this hooked up to the workhorse plotter right here. We're gonna go ahead and send the cut confirmation to the workhorse, and here we are. We got our front window patterns. Let's head over to the peel board and get ready for installation.
So these are indexed. On frameless doors, you want to index the doors. I have it like a good maybe 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch maybe on each side. And I have this flat. So I come out, just kind of let it go. So no fingers or anything. And then come over here and kind of create your own fingers. And kind of split them. And that's what you want to shrink.
Here we are on the driver's side. Some pretty significant curve to this window, so there is a lot of fingers here that are gonna have to be knocked down. I'm gonna show you a little bit of how we get this to lay flat and get ready for installation. I'm gonna go ahead and hit these top of these fingers and see them start snaking up. What I mean snaking up, I mean they start S-ing through each other, as you can see right here. Kind of creates this S-shaped pattern. That's when you know you're good to press down. So go ahead and try and keep this even. By even, I mean they're all at the same length going across. This being higher, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit this, knock it down a little bit. Now this is higher, feed this some heat. Go ahead and knock that down a little bit. Just keep the heat steady. Always want to keep it moving. The last thing you want to do is burn your film and then you're going back to square one. Go ahead and restart. And that right there is how you shrink a front door window of a Tesla. Pretty significant curve to it, but then again, you know what you're doing. Take time, spend time on learning. You'll get a good product in the end.
And when I pick this film up, I don't want to use my fingers on the adhesive part, so usually what I do, fold it just like that. Bring it up, get a stance. So I went like this and like this. No, I'm like that. First in first, front part, then kind of gently press on the glass, not too hard. That's it. That's how you do it.
Make sure your bottom edge is flat. One thing you might have seen Joey doing on the passenger side is rolling his fingers on the edges and the tops. That's to ensure that you're not overhanging the film. Overhanging right here, your finger will catch it and you'll start to actually bend the film back and you can introduce contamination. You want to be down enough to where you can roll your finger over the edges and the sides and you're not lifting any film. First squeegee is light, just to get some water out, kind of tack it down a little, keep it onto the glass. Your second squeegee, you can hammer it down, get out that excess water and air that you might have left behind on the first pass. Get you a tool to go ahead and knock your seals down, make sure there's no water in there. That right there is how you tint the driver's side door of a 2023 Tesla Model Y. All right guys, now that we got all the doors and the rest of the vehicle covered in the Ceramic Pro Black 20%, we're gonna go ahead and throw this windshield on. We got a 50% in the Ceramic Pro Black to give extreme cooling inside the cabin against UV and IR rays. We're gonna go ahead and do this dry shrink process on this.
Don't be afraid to get close to that film. You see how close I am? Just as long as you're moving that heat gun, you're not gonna burn the film. Now we're gonna reverse roll this. So you wanna go on that side. I like to squeegee the outside first for any kind of contaminants.
During the reverse roll process, you definitely want to try and get the liner as clean as possible due to the fact that the liner will actually be touching the glass during some parts of installation in the reverse roll process. Peeling as you're spraying, always nice for a second set of hands. Next step in the reverse roll process is once you've wet the film down and laid the liner back on top, you're gonna wanna start rolling this film. Try and roll this up decently tight. Try and keep it as straight as possible. Same thing as Joey mentioned on the driver's side. Go ahead and just work your way slowly. Let the film take you where it wants to go. Don't try and force it. Don't try and make your own path. Just let it be easy. It'll guide its way out with a little bit of pressure.
And that's a finished windshield right there. Just take your time and the customer will be very satisfied.
So right now we're putting some glass aid on the border of this sunroof. Whenever you're trimming on glass or you have to put a blade to glass, it's always good practice to use something such as glass aid to lay down on the glass. That way you have something to cut on and you're not putting little spider web scratches in the glass. We got this 2023 Model Y all finished up, ceramic pro black, all 20% around the vehicle with 50 on the windshield and the moonroof. This film is great. We love working with it. It shrinks easy. It's easy to maneuver. It's thicker films, not anything that's cheap or going to delaminate or die out on you. So it's definitely something you want to get your hands on for future installs.
Yes, sir. And remember, guys, it takes patience and, just take your time, like I said, and you will be successful. And again, thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Hope to see you guys next time, man. Thanks.